What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to another weekly Sunny sales for the last week of August. And some of these sales will be running around September all the way up until September 11th. And this was a tougher week because there were some good sales, but I decided to leave them off the list as they just weren't good enough. But without further ado, let's get started for the new sales on the eShop, where I rank them from good sales to what I feel are the best sales. And as always, if you guys can do me a huge favor, please hit that like button and sub to the channel if you're brand new. But let's get this started. Now, Blade 2 is going to be one of my more controversial games on the list this week, as I'm sure nobody would put this on their list as a top eShop sale, but frankly, the Switch doesn't have a lot of decent action RPGs. And I know I'm saying this on the heels of Torchlight 2 coming out here in a few days, but Blade 2 for me was a lot of fun, and it's a unique take on ARPGs. Honestly, the amount of hours you will get in this one will be a lot, but this game has a lot of flaws. Check it out though if you haven't, and check out my review if you guys want a more full in-depth coverage of this game. Now, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered is a port that I got to play, and it came out not that long ago, but I actually need to go back and beat this one. I'm not usually a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed franchise, but I was pleasantly surprised by this one on the Switch. It's definitely a well-done port and a fun adventure game. It's not as big of a sale that I would want, but for a game that came out not that long ago on the Switch, grab this one if you're looking for a fun adventure and if you guys like the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Of our land depends on those who are truly free. In the name of liberty, I will fight the enemy, regardless of their allegiance.
The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus is a roguelike dungeon crawler with multiple endings, and let me tell you, it's one of the harder games I've ever played, to the point I honestly didn't enjoy it, but it is extremely well revered by a ton of people. Don't let my dislike for it keep you away if you're into a very difficult dungeon crawler with a ton of bosses, lots of items to collect, and almost limitless gameplay due to the procedurally generated nature of the dungeons. Pick this one up at an absolute awesome price. Thea the Awakening is going to be one that's not going to be on a lot of people's radars, but it should be if you're into 4X strategy games. I've had a blast and put a good amount of hours in this title. Essentially, you're taking your settlement and surviving in the world. There's crafting, battling, and managing your settlement. The game has elements of Civilization series, but on a more personal level with your family and clan. Check this one out, as this is one of those games you can pour hundreds, and I mean hundreds of hours, and get a new playthrough every time you start over. And for only $10, this is an absolute steal. Dead Cells is probably one of my more favorite indie titles ever. It's a roguelike, which I'm not a fan of, but it's well done here because you always have some form of progression after each playthrough. The art style is something to appreciate, the combat's very fun, but it's hard. It has some Metroidvania elements as well, and it's well liked by most who have picked it up. It's not a huge sale here, but if you were looking for an excuse to pick up Dead Cells, this might be it. Kingdom Newlands is a game that I've never gotten the chance to play, but it's always been on my radar. You're the king and you're tasked with trying to build up your kingdom and keep it safe. You'll be building farms and homes and assigning your loyal followers jobs, all the while protecting it from the greedy people wanting to take your crown. If you can get past the graphics, which I actually personally like, I think you'll enjoy this one at a super cheap price here on the eShop. Rayman Legends Definitive Edition is an absolute blast to play. It's great for the kids, and it's got local co-op featuring 1 to 4 players. You can play at any age, and I think you'll just have a ton of fun. Features over 100 levels, and it's just a fun, colorful platformer. I think I'm going to finally pick this one up, as my little brother is a huge fan, and so am I. So definitely check this one out on the Nintendo eShop. Starlin Battle for Atlas is an absolute awesome pickup at this price. At full price, I'd say but at this price, it's awesome. I got to play this one myself. You take the role of a pilot and you're finding your way to repair ship, and you're gathering info and resources of nearby planets. Features pretty open worlds that has a really cool system exclusive features, like you get to play as Star Fox and exclusive missions as well. At this price point, I could definitely recommend it, as you're getting a high quality title with a lot of fun, a lot of hours and fun to be had. Child of Light is a game that I haven't gotten to experience, but let me tell you, now is my time, especially at this price point. With some of the most beautiful art style you'll see in any game, a completely sad and heart-wrenching story, well done strategy combat, and the fact that you can play seamlessly co-op at any point in this game, this is a must-buy at this price point. Don't miss out on this title. It's one of the best sales I've seen for a game on the Switch, period. Both South Park games, Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole, are on sale, and I've played both of these from start to finish, and I enjoyed the heck out of these. You're going to get a ton of laughs. The story is absolutely hilarious. The combat is actually really fun, and I enjoyed this part a lot, surprisingly. If I had to recommend one more than the other, I would say get Fractured Butthole, as the superhero theme is just absolutely excellent, and the game's a little bit more fleshed out and improved over the Stick of Truth. But if you're a South Park fan at all, you're 100% going to be enjoying both of these games just on the stories alone.
God damn it! I can't put a child in a dark room for 2 minutes without you bastards showing up.
South Park, the Fractured Butthole.
Available now.
And this brings me to my number one sale, and that is going to be Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Now, this game doesn't have a massive discount, but it's one of my favorite games of the year. This game is absolutely brilliant in a ton of ways. First off, this is one of the best ports you'll find on the Switch, period, and it pushes the Switch's hardware's limit to the max. The game's absolutely gorgeous, the story's intense and scary, the combat is fun and difficult. I played this game and was absolutely addicted with seeing more of the story and finishing it till the end. If I had reviewed this game, it would have gotten easily one of my highest scores, if not the absolute highest score of the year. So I can't say enough about this one. Pick it up at an absolute must buy, especially at this sale price. But alright guys, thank you for joining me on another weekly sales. If you guys are enjoying this series and you want to see it continue, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm not sure if you guys are digging this at all. But either way, thank you for your support and watching. And if you guys can do me a huge favor, hit that like button, share the video, sub to the channel if you're brand new. But with all that, I hope you all have a sunny day.
Now there's no way to win. In the head of his corpse lies the seat of his soul. So we must carry his vessel to bring him back home.